yes, it smells really good, as I said as well, so I'm sure it's going to taste really good. Oh, it's really smooth, really creamy. It is a little bit thick, I have to say, so if you wanted to add some more chicken stock before serving it. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Gigi's Kitchen, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis, and in today's video I want to share with you how to make my delicious spicy fresh tomato and lentil soup. Today I wanted to share with you how to make a really delicious spicy fresh tomato soup. So this recipe is really easy to do, and this one I am making on the hob. Normally I make soups in my slow cooker, but for some reason I forgot to put the slow cooker on, I'm not sure, and so I decided to make it on the hob the day we were going to have soup, and it was really delicious and really tasty as well. So I thought I'd do it again today for our dinner, and the first thing I've done is I put a large saucepan, and I'm going to put that onto a high heat on my hob, and then I'm going to add oil to the base of that pan. And while I'm doing that, I just want to say that if you have enjoyed this video today, then please feel free to give it a big thumbs up. And if you did really enjoy this video, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or any comments, then please feel free to leave those in the comments section below. Everything like that really helps me out, and I would really appreciate it. So yes, as I said, I'm just going to leave this pan to heat up. Pan has started to get nice and hot, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1 red onion. So I've just simply peeled, sliced and diced this onion, and I'm going to pop this into the base of the pan like so. And then I'm going to fry this onion until it starts to soften and go sort of golden brown around the edges as well. So as I said, I'm just going to continue to fry this onion. The onion has started to soften, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 1 stick of celery. So I have topped and tailed the stick of celery, so I've taken the scraggly bits off the top and the bottom, and then I just sliced it into about 1/2 centimetre pieces, or as thinly as you can. You are going to blend, well, I'm going to blend this soup at the end, so it doesn't matter if it's a bit chunky and a bit thin in places, it's all going to be blended anyway. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fry this celery until it starts to soften a little bit. It will take a while for the celery to soften, so please do persevere. It does take a little bit of time for it to sort of start to go soft-ish. So I'm just going to continue to fry this celery, but before I go, I just want to say I did turn the heat down a little bit. I did learn a tip the other day, which was when you're using a stainless steel pan, not to put the heat on too high, to leave it to a medium heat. I forgot on this occasion, but I have just turned it down if you're wondering. So if you need to, if your ingredients and your pan starts to go a little bit brownish like that, then you can always turn the heat down. And also you can add a little bit of water as well. That does help to soften the vegetables. So I think I might do that now. I'm just going to add a little bit of water to this as well, and that will help to soften the celery a little bit. So I'm just going to continue to fry this celery. So the celery has started to soften. It softened for softened a couple of minutes after I turned the cameras off. So it will take a little while for it to soften, but it should soften eventually. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the tomatoes. So I've I have sliced about 500 grams of fresh tomatoes. I'm actually using fresh tomatoes for this recipe. I decided to make a break from tin tomatoes. You can use tin tomatoes if you want to, but I just thought fresh would make a nice change. We don't often have fresh, and as it's coming to the end of the season for tomatoes, then I thought it'd be nice to have some just to finish off the season and then start using the tinned again. So what I'm going to do is I am going to fry these tomatoes now until these start to soften. I might just turn the heat back up slightly because these will take a little while to fry, and I just want it slightly hotter. So I'm just going to continue to fry the tomatoes with all of the other ingredients. The tomatoes have started to go a little bit mushy, and that's perfect. That's just what I want. So I'm going to add in the carrot now. So I've got 1 carrot that I've just simply peeled and grated, and I'm just going to pop that in. I find that if I grate carrot, it tends to cook a lot quicker. As I'm going to blend this as well, I don't need to hide it from my husband and son today, but that's normally why I grate it as well, because they don't know it's in there, you see. So I'm just adding the carrot in, and as I said, it tends to cook a lot quicker if you grate it rather than slice and dice it. So I'm just mixing that in, and I'm gonna leave that for a moment and go and grab some lentils for this. So all of the vegetables have cooked down beautifully now, so I'm going to add in my lentils. So I've got about 300 grams of red lentils that I'm just going to add to the pot like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix those in and start to cook them in with the vegetables as well. And to those I'm going to add some spices. So in here I have 1 teaspoon of mild chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and then I've also got a teaspoon of dried oregano. You can use fresh as well. I think our oregano is finally dying off for the season in our back garden, but if I had some I would throw it in here because it is delicious, I promise you, in lots of different things. Oregano, or oregano in America as they say, sorry. And then I'm just going to turn the heat down slightly again. And then I'm going to mix those spices in. As you can see, I'm just mixing them in. And once they're all well mixed in, I'm going to add in about 600 ml of stock to this as well. This will make a lot of soup because you've got a lot of the tomato juice in here as well. So don't worry too much about that. I may add a little bit more stock actually. I think I said in the original recipe about 600 to 800 mils, but I think I need a little bit more, so I'm just going to add a little bit more to the pots like so. That's perfect now, and that should serve about 4 to 5 people as well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to add in some tomato puree to this as well. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of tomato puree like so. And then I'm also going to add in 2 tablespoons of tamari as well. Now tamari I use in most of my videos, I think, apart from sweet ones obviously, is a fermented soy sauce. So it's fermented for longer. So it's actually gluten-free as well, and that's the main reason I use it, is because it's gluten-free. But I do like the fact it's also fermented for longer, because it's gut healthy, or whatever that lady on the internet says. So yes, I really like this one, and I use it a lot in my cooking as well, and it just adds a little bit extra flavour to things as well. So I'm now going to add some salt and some pepper. So I've added a little bit of pepper and then a little bit of salt. The stock that I've made, so I made the stock, will already have salt and pepper in it, so I don't want to add too much more. But if you like salt and pepper, then please add it. We like it, but we don't like it. We don't like too much of it, so I always try to do a little bit. And then I am going to bring this pan to the boil. And then once it boils, I will turn it down and leave it to simmer, but I'll show you that in a moment. The soup is coming to the boil, and I'm going to leave it to simmer on the hob for a good half an hour, or until the lentils go lovely and soft. And all the liquid has been, well, most of the liquid has been absorbed by the lentils. So yes, as I said, I'm just going to leave this on the hob. I'm going to turn it down to a medium heat. I'm going to leave the lid loosely on by leaving the spoon in there as well. And I'm just, as I said, I'm just going to leave this to simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes, or until a lot of the liquid has disappeared and absorbed into the lentils. The lentils have been on the hob for a good half an hour now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the heat off completely quickly. I did turn the heat down slightly while they were on this hob because it was starting to stick a little bit to the bottom, so I turned it down to a very low heat. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this from the heat and leave it to cool, and then I will blend it. As promised, I'm going to blend the soup now, so I'm going to pour it into my food processor like so, and then I will put the lid on and I will blend all of these ingredients together, and hopefully we will have ourselves a lovely, smooth, thick soup that will keep us warm in winter, I've no doubt. So yes, as I said, I'm going to blend all of these ingredients together now. The mixture is a little bit thick, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of water to the top, and then I'm just going to mix that in, and hopefully that will break it up and blend it quite nicely. So I'm just going to see if that works. Yep, that works. I've blended these ingredients until they are smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this back into the saucepan. It's still quite warm, so I will serve myself some, and I will try it and let you know how it tastes, but right now it smells so good in here. I've served myself some, as I said, and I'm going to try it now to let you know how it tastes. It smells really good, as I said as well, so I'm sure it's going to taste really good. Oh, it's really smooth, really creamy. It is a little bit thick, I have to say, so if you wanted to add some more chicken stock before serving it, just stir it in, and it should thin the soup. But that is delicious, I promise. I'm going to be serving this with some cheesy bread for my husband and son, and I'm going to be having it with some chickpea flour wraps this evening. So yes, I'm really looking forward to having this for my dinner tonight. That's how you make my delicious, spicy, fresh tomato and lentil soup, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening, and it smells and tastes so good, I can't wait. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.